are behaviors that are actually more violent and terrible than terrorism itself. If you look at the kind of behaviors we exhibit in a civil society, road rages, sexual harassment, bullying, saying mean things, behaving rudely, reacting rudely, there is so much hate bottled in people's hearts, and it just needs that one opportunity, that one incident or situation to vent it out. And that is actually more violent than terrorism itself. In this video, I want to talk about a solution to this kind of behaviors that is making us explode with hatred, discrimination and prejudice. I myself have been indulging in such behavior, and also I have been victim of such behaviors. I think this is a general experience that happens with everybody, and in this video I want to talk about how we all can come together and end this by following this simple method. People indulge in behaviors like this, that is propagating hate. It's because we all, as humans, tend to believe in one thing. And it is this believing in this one thing that is resulting in different forms of violent, hateful, and revengeful behaviors. And that one belief is this: I am right about something, and because I am right about something, then some people are wrong about the same thing. It is I am right that is giving birth to all the hateful emotions. Think about this. Look at bullying. Look at how women suffer at workplace or domestic violence. Look at all the mean and rude things people say to each other. Look at the kind of tensions in relationships that happen among relatives. What is common here is people want to believe that they are right about something, and there is a conflict happening because suddenly someone is not believing as they do. So this is what is leading people to indulge in judgment. Because if I believe women are meant just to be in the kitchen, and if that's a belief, and I suddenly see a woman who is actually working, empowering herself, is being independent and leading her family, now that's a conflict to my belief system. And therefore I suddenly, in order to compensate my beliefs about what is right about women, I have to judge her, I have to discriminate her, I have to say something mean and rude to her. Why? So that I can pull her down and make it psychologically comforting for me that I am still right about how I feel about women. This is the beginning of prejudice and discrimination, and eventually it becomes bullying, harassment and abusing. We are living among so much hate, so much prejudice, so much discrimination. And what is the root of all this? Just because we believe something is right and we see incidents around us in the world that challenge our beliefs, we want to indulge in any kind of behavior just to psychologically comfort our beliefs. That's the root of all conflict and hate in this world. And today I want to talk about how we can end this. So I'm suggesting this. I just want you to read these 4 sentences. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. This is called Ho'oponopono prayer. It's a Hawaiian ritual where individuals read these 4 sentences. When you repeat these 4 sentences numerous times, you begin to feel a state of great relief of all the emotional distress. And suddenly you begin to operate with the forces of love. The 4 sentences when you say, I forgive, by saying forgive, you understand that nobody is perfect and you are willing to accept people's imperfections. So your belief about what is right and what is wrong no longer matters because you're willing to forgive. By saying I'm sorry, you understand that yes, even you are vulnerable, you are also not perfect, and it is because you are imperfect you seek each other's forgiveness so that we can lend each other's hand and be together. When you say I love you, you have now extended your unconditional love without holding back, without thinking about what is right and what is wrong about this person. It's just pure love. You just connect with this person, just like how a toddlers in kindergarten would connect with each other, because they do not have enough information to discriminate, to make judgments, to make hate calls, right? They just simply connect because they want to be friends with everybody. And by saying thank you, you are formalizing the arrangement that yes, I am imperfect, you are imperfect, but we accept each other, we love each other. Therefore, I say thank you. These 4 sentences have great healing power. I am sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. You don't want to believe me, just put your hand on your heart and say these 4 sentences. Immediately you will begin a great flood of emotional distress going away from your body. You feel so relieved, all the tensions begin to disappear. And in fact, if you keep repeating this enough times, you will actually begin to cry. And that's a good thing, because all the contempt, all the hate, all the wrong beliefs about people you have had, and that has caused you to behave in such hateful and revengeful manner. Maybe it is family members, maybe it's people in neighborhood, maybe people at workplace. You begin to understand that you are feeling yourself as a victim of these behaviors because you're hating them. You're not able to forgive them. And it is your inability to forgive them is bottling up as emotion of great unfairness, maybe the tendency to avenge for what has happened to you. But when you forgive people who are not even sorry, that is strength. I mean, look at our communities, whether it is cults, groups, societies, maybe even religious communities and sub-communities. Now, all these communities are created, at least most of them are created based on the beliefs we all believe in. So if I believe something is right and there are a community of people who are also believing on what is right, just like the way I do, now we all come together and we create a cult, a community, a group, whether it is religious, financial, workplace, whatever. Why? Because this community, the precept of this community, the foundation of this community is because we all believe in same thing. Communities are built based on what we believe is right. So if communities are believed to behave in what is right, that means they are also suggesting a possibility that others who are not doing what they are doing are wrong. That is the beginning of discrimination, prejudice and hatred, because automatically they are your opposite. They are doing what you are not doing. They are doing in fact what is contrary to your standard norms of behavior. So you have to hate them in order to survive. So this survival instinct is triggering all this hate. Only because we created communities based on what we believe is right. But instead, communities should be created, we should come together because of power of love, not because who believes what is right. So when you connect with each other with the power of love, it doesn't matter what background they come from, who they are, or who they think as of God, what their beliefs are, what their tradition. In fact, this information is what is creating hate. And we can bypass through all this information and just see the person as they are. And that is what these 4 sentences help you do. You love, you forgive, you say thank you, and you're sorry because sometimes even you are imperfect. What happens when you say these prayers? Every day before you go to bed and every day after you wake up, I want you to say these prayers. Why? Because by saying these prayers, you will begin to understand that, okay, people are hurting each other not because they are deliberate, not because they want to hurt people, it is because they themselves are helpless. You will begin to see the reasons beyond their troubled behaviors. We see troubling people as no longer as antisocial elements or hate groups, but instead we see them people as people who need help themselves. So every time when people hurt us, people say mean things, people do unreasonable behavior with you, whatever that form of violence, prejudice or hate, pulling your leg, calling you names, creating a non-productive environment for you, or maybe you're a victim of workplace politics. What is our immediate tendency? Our immediate tendency is to react and retaliate. We retaliate by either complaining to the authorities, we retaliate by taking stern action against them, we punish them for their behavior, right? I say this is negative retaliation, and this kind of negative retaliation, although it seems fair and right, because you're doing something wrong and it's the order of the day that you need to get punished. It seems fair, but it is this kind of negative retaliation that is bottling up more hatred, more revengeful behaviors, more discrimination, and it's giving them a motive to believe that what they believed as right is actually right because something unfair is happening to them. So it's creating a loophole of further hate and discrimination, and so much violence is happening within our societies, within the people that we move about with. It's not. I feel this is more violent than terrorism itself, because people are bottling up with so much emotions, walking around brandishing their egos, trying to flaunt who is right, and this kind is creating a state of conflict, state of enmity, state of hostility, and it just becomes an endless loop of hate. But if instead of negative retaliation, if we adopt what I call a process of positive confrontation, now in a positive confrontation approach, we understand that what they are doing is not right. Nobody deserves to be hurt or abused. So in a positive confrontation, you can still see that the reasons why they are doing what they are doing, why they do what they do. You can see it, although it is hurtful to you, but you can see through that. And when you can see through their behaviors, the reasons why they are doing what they are doing, you confront them. You confront them positively by saying, look, what you're doing is not okay. And I need you to stop this. And instead, I'm still wanting to be friendly with you. I want to cooperate with you. In fact, I'm willing to help you. This is positive confrontation, where you do not allow yourselves to be insulted, hurt, or harmed. At the same time, you are extending a hand of friendliness, of love, and of caring, because this is positive confrontation. You are confronting a negative behavior not to retaliate and create a further loop of hatred, but you are confronting it positively to heal and help. How can we become a person like this? When you read these 4 sentences every day before you go to bed, after you wake up, just read these 4 sentences. If possible, repeat this maybe 3 times, 20 times, however as you feel like and as your time or willingness permits. But if you do this, you become this kind of person who stops to see the world around them with the information we have put in our heads. How do we judge what is good and bad? Because we have information in our head. And it is this information that allows us to make this judgment that something is good and something is bad. But what if we can bypass through all this logic and information and just see human beings as they are, with unconditional love, with forgiveness, with the responsibility that sometimes even we could harm them without our own knowledge, and we feel sorry about that, and that we are willing to change. And no matter of all this, we love and we thank that they are here in whatever ways they are supporting us. Just by repeating the prayer sentences, you become the kind of person who will shun the negative retaliation and instead choose positive confrontation as a way to create order, peace for yourself and also for the world. So it is my sincere request that in today's world, especially in today's world, because with social media coming in, it has become a platform to spread hate also easily, conveniently. But I want you to spread this message. I want you all to just read these 4 sentences daily before you go to bed, after you wake up, and see how the rest of your day, your approach will begin to shift. I want us to create a more friendly, peaceful, calm, and progressive society, irrespective of any kind of judgments or prejudices. We are natural to have these negative tendencies to discriminate people or even label them, have a biased judgment. It is because we put information in our head. But the primary information that you should be putting in your head should be love, unconditional love for each other. And that's what this prayer helps us do. This is a very important video, and this is a very important message in order to establish world peace, because I believe, like the saying goes, charity begins at home. So when you create a friendly, peaceful environment beginning with your home, with your neighborhood, with your relatives and family, I think that is how we are contributing to build a bigger and better nation. So please share this video. Make sure everybody you know watches this, gets this message, and is also doing this ritual. I hope this video has helped you with this information to lead us, to help us all build a society where we are ending this kind of hatred and hostility and spur of moment reactions that is leading to indecent violence. I want to end all this, and I want all of us, we all should come together and build a society like that where we shun violent behaviors like this, because once we can get to the root of these behaviors, we can stop them from becoming bigger and worse. And then just by choosing positive confrontation, whether it is a kid or a teenager or an adult, we are actually stopping so many wrong possibilities from happening. So I sincerely request you all to consume the video of this content sincerely, and also share and let this message spread across. All it takes is just 4 sentences. I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, thank you. So share this video and let us all come together and build a better world for ourselves and for our coming generations. Thank you so much.